Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited with this new project. I first want to say this was not my idea. This is inspiration from Which Craft Do You Do? And I have been working on this for days, thinking I'm not going to show it to you until I get my desk cleaned up and everything looks nice, and that's never going to happen because the more I make, the worse my desk gets. So I want to start by showing you what they are, and they are made from cellophane bags like this that so many of our things come in, from stickers and scrapbook paper, everything. And where I have a stack, I mean a really big stack of them, because when I bought the huge crate of scrapbook paper, it all came in like kits. Well, they were all in cellophane, so I decided to destash and take out all of the scrapbook paper, which left me with this stack of cellophane bags that I didn't know what to do with and I didn't want to throw away. And Which Craft Do You Do had a tutorial on how to make these little pockets out of cellophane bags. Aren't they cute? There's so many things you can do with them. You can stamp the cellophane like I did on this one and this one. Well, not that one. I have another one that's stamped, but I will say that I don't recommend doing that if you don't have much patience, because it takes forever for them to dry, and I don't know that they ever really get good and cured unless you left them for like days, and I don't have patience for that. I did stamp 2 of the bags, this one and another one that oh, there it is. See, the 3 has never really, I mean, if I touch it, it's still sticky and will come off. And this was, I don't know, maybe a day and a half ago. Of course, in fairness, my house is very hot. I don't have air conditioning and it's been very humid, so maybe that has something to do with it. But basically, these are pockets, and I've put tags and beautiful papers in them, stamp, I mean anything you can use. You can use them for Happy Mail, change them into your book. But at the end of the video, I'll show you, I have a journal that I'm working on for myself, and I'm planning on keeping some of these. I'm not sure, I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to sell any in the Etsy shop or not, but I'll show you how to use them in my journal, or how I'm going to use them, and give you some ideas. As you can see, I still have a stack that are unfinished, that I haven't decorated yet or done anything with. But all of these that I've shown you are maybe 3 of those bags, the big one. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is cut down the bag. I think for this tutorial, we're going to make a smaller one, just for time's sake. I also had to play with some book pages, trying to use up some book pages, and I just did some watercoloring and things on that. So I think we're gonna, normally you can use book page, scrapbook paper, any kind of paper you want to go around the edge. I'm going to use some of this that I've been playing with, and I have another journal that's kind of a sea themed book, so I think I'm going to make one out of this. But the first thing you do is just tear it down the middle, whatever paper you're using. And I want to go ahead and apologize for any outside noise. And I don't have any air, so I've got my windows open. It's nice outside, but there's a lot of outside noise, so I apologize for that. But after you tear your book page in half, you're going to fold where there's writing. Fold that in half. Not so much the outside edge. And then just tear it together, both pieces. That way, basically, both sides will have the same tear and will line your pocket really well. Also, one good tip that she had, if your cellophane is flimsy, take a piece of cardboard and put it in your cellophane. So, and when you're putting your edge on, it will give you something sturdy to push that edge onto. And if you want to ink around it, I'm probably not going to. I tell you, that was the part that took me the longest on the ones that I done, was because I did ink around the majority of them. And also, she advised when you're gluing this to not get real close to the edge so that you didn't get glue on your bag. But I will tell you that I wasn't the best at that, and it dries clear, so it's not like, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, that is something you might want to watch, and you might want to try to make sure that your words are going the right direction. And this is a small enough bag that I don't have to tear the other half. I can just use the piece that I have here to glue the other side on. Don't worry if you're all the way at the top or not, because we're going to, well, I'm not going to have to straighten this one, but normally you would just straighten off the top edge of it anyway. And so then for the bottom piece, I'm just going to take some tea-dyed paper. This writing will show, not through the paper, but like when they open the bag, you'll be able to see the writing. And I don't care about that because I'll probably just keep this one for myself. Like I said, I'm making a beach theme one that I'll probably put in there, which, you know, a lot of people wouldn't even care about the words because it is junk journal, and that's what we do. We use junk, right? And then you can just trim off these edges if you want to, or you can leave them rough. Either way is fine. I did both on mine. And I have some stamps out here. I was using mainly the same, just, you know, I have, I don't know, 6 or 7 out here, and I was kind of just using those just so that I could, you know, work a little faster on them, I guess. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a couple stamps here. But I mean, wasn't that easy? That's all there is to making that. Now it's just up to decorating it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and decorate a little bit before I do that. I was going to tell you too that I also did some alcohol ink, homemade alcohol ink, dyeing of the cellophane. And that works good. I will say that I think it does, it's kind of like I was saying with the stamping, it doesn't necessarily dry. I did take, see if you can tell that that's got kind of a yellowish tinge to it, and I did some blue. I should have used that for these, and I meant to. I'll have to grab it and we'll make one out of it. But I feel like it doesn't 100% dry. Not like that it would matter, but it is a possibility, I guess, that some of the residue could come off on your whatever you put inside the envelope. You know, really, that writing down there doesn't matter because the inside of the writing for the book page, no one would ever know it was any different. Anyway, so to decorate this, I made some tags. I didn't plan on using this one, but it was just laying there, and look, it matches. So I would put a tag in here like this, probably put some things on the back, but to decorate this, I just was taking stickers. And then I think I'm going to see if I have any. I don't have any beach stamps, but I have some stencils. Maybe we'll do some water right here. All right, now let's put some goodies in it. Oh, I guess I ought to trim off the top first, huh? Don't want to cut off my bubbles. Maybe just put a writing spot like that. See, I think that looks so good. We could put a little tab on here. I have some end pieces that I sewed on. I think I'll just use a piece of that. To make our tag. Ooh, and look, it looks really cool on this side because you can see that this is white and you can see the ink dye. I probably shouldn't have glued over where it says special moments, but I did, so that's the way that's going to be. But you can put all kinds of tabs and tags and whatnot on here. So let me show you how I would. You can do it with washi tape, hinge it to a page with washi tape. You can, this is my book. I don't even have them bound in yet. Oh, doesn't look like I even have them cut down yet, do I? Okay, well, what about the other book? Okay, so this book looks like it's cut down. I would probably, you could hinge it right in the middle so that it would be, I mean, after you'd have to hinge it after you sewed if you were going to put it in the middle. Or you could put it on the edge of a page. Let's see. Like this. It's where it would fold in or that way. And you can hinge it with fabric. You can hinge it with more tea-dyed paper or book page, washi tape. The only bad thing is, and I wish I had done that, let's try it with another one. I was thinking in my head if I was going to hinge it, I would leave extra so that it didn't take away from, you know, because whatever you hinge it with, it's going to cover up part of your thing. So I was thinking that if it was one I knew I was going to hinge, I would leave extra so that I could glue it that way. But this one I would just put, you know, as in a pocket or pin it to a page like so, because that really is beautiful. I know you're sick of me saying that, but I think that I'm just shocked that, or you could even put it on the front. Look, as your kind of like a book plate, only you could put, you know, your own special picture in there or whatever, you know, whatever you wanted to put in here. So I think let's make one more, and we'll do it where it can hinge without having to use anything else, without having to cover up any of our things or use any more, anything different. So let's try that. So I'm thinking I'm going to hinge it on the side, on this side. So when I tear down my book page, I'm going to leave extra. Let's see. Actually, what you'll have to do is we're going to tear it in half instead of keeping it joined on the side. Does that make sense? In my mind. Let's see how this works. So we're going to put that much on the page, and then I'm going to glue that, but I'm going to cut down this seam right here first before I glue it, I think. Maybe I should have waited till after, but this is trial and error. I didn't watch anyone do this, so I'm not sure really of what I'm doing. So I'm going to glue on part of this, letting some hang out so that we can hinge it to our page. I don't know that you would need that much, so I probably should have not cut it, but I think I can get it even back up. So we're going to glue this to both sides, but I'm thinking in theory what I should have done is not cut it. It would have been easier, but it is easy to line it up as well because you have this straight edge over here, I guess, too. So this is what we're going to, and we're going to glue right down through here. Well, this is what we're going to hinge. So let's go ahead and finish the sides. Looking back, I probably should have done the sides first, then done the piece at the bottom. So I guess we're learning this together, and I apologize that I didn't do this beforehand so that I could tell you the correct way to do it. I'm just kind of, it was an idea that I had that I did not get to try out beforehand. So I apologize for that. Alright, so there is our book page. Well, I say our book page. There's our, I'm going to trim this off. Okay, so let's get our little book here. And I have folded along the edge of it like this. Fold it both ways to make sure that it will hinge both ways really well. And I don't know that this is going to work in this little book, but at least it'll show you, because, and again, this book isn't hinged, so, but you would glue it or sew it or both onto whichever page you want, like so, and then it would fold down. Ooh, it does work. So when your book is closed, it's sewn or glued so that you just open it up like so. And then you got a pretty border on the other side as well. I mean, that's a win. I love that. And then if you didn't leave the extra, like on this, if you didn't know it was going to be hinged and you decided later on you wanted it hinged, you would do the same concept as on this. Like, I don't know if you saw the ultimate journal video, but basically you would take washi tape, if I could figure out how to get it off of here, or it doesn't even have to be washi tape. I mean, it can be book page, same thing. You just need it long enough that you're going to glue half of it to your page, the other half to your deal like this, where it will hinge. Just like that. And see, this is the reason I didn't want to add something, because I'm losing this much of my picture and my stamps. So, that's the reason I liked it better to know ahead that I was going to hinge it, and then this would be part of your little pocket. You don't lose anything this way, if that makes sense. I hope it does. I hope I'm not confusing everything. But I mean, neither here nor there, you can still hinge it even after you've completed this part. And it's a nice tuck for your pockets. Put little ephemera in it. This one is just some thin scrapbook paper that I put a little tab on. And I didn't do anything to the other side, so it would just be writing. But this was one of the ink dyed. So I sewed tea-dyed paper to the back so that it's a writing space, and just sewed a tab on it, a rough sew, because that's kind of how I like it. But I understand it's not everybody's thing, but I mean, that way you have two beautiful sides if you hinge this in or just tucked it in a pocket in your journal. If you have a decorated tag, and this one's not finished yet, I haven't decorated this one, but I mean, you wouldn't even really have to decorate. Your tag is pretty much your decoration. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look good? I hope you like this project. I hope you will try it. I mean, you've probably already been doing it. Maybe I'm the last one that saw the tutorial and figured out what to do with all the things. But I hope you like it. I hope you will try it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have questions or ideas of other ways that we could be that I can be doing this, please leave it in the comments. I've kind of been working on, as you've seen, packaging, things to do with all my extra packaging. All of these tags are packaging. I've just glued scrapbook paper, stenciled, inked around the edge. I mean, you really, really can't get easier than that. Just like these, same thing, packaging, sewed, put scrapbook paper. This was a sticker, so I just put it on the packaging, the side that had the writing, and this was the back, and I'll ink around it, punch the hole out, put a piece of string in it, and you have a tag. And lucky, you know, I get mad because packaging nowadays is so much different than it used to be. It's very thin, which is okay. Some of it's very thin, because that makes good tags, wonderful tucks. You know, it doesn't take up a lot of space in your journal. I'm sorry, I'm getting off base here, losing my train of thought. I was trying to tell you bye. And thank you for watching this video. I really hope you like these as much as I do. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have lots more ideas with packaging this that I'm going to be showing. I'm going to be working on my 2 beach theme journals. I've had these started a really long time. They are, the inside is bubble wrap, so it has a really cool sound. The outside is fabric, and so we'll work on putting these together. I'm thinking about putting some of these in my Etsy shop. Not sure. Let me know what you think about that. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Thanks again for watching. And I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.